Hey, what's up, traders? Well, all of you guys that are stateside had a good Thanksgiving. And I want to do an update on Bitcoin and Ethereum. What I was trying to put in the room this morning, just based on the charts, guys, is if you remember the last time I talked about Bitcoin, is we said we want to watch this 8. Some of you were kind of anticipating a pullback just because of the rally we had and the cycle, which I like the fact that we're really paying attention to time here. Man, when I don't have my mouse, it's just a pain on this mouse tracker. Hold on. Everything's moving around now, darn it. Okay, so a couple things I wanted to say. So you remember, some of you guys start to learn the model, especially if you pay for the training videos. There's price, which is trend, and then there's time, which is cyclical. So when we analyze the price action or the trend, just because something's had a pretty decent rally, we talked about an 8.69 count off the lows, right, on this pullback. So just, after something's rallied 8 or 9 candles, can it pull back? Absolutely. But it can also just go sideways and rest and then take off again. So a lot of times in really strong bull markets, guys, like you have with Bitcoin, a cycle low will produce sideways action before another move up. And so when you're looking from a trend perspective, last time we talked, we said, don't try to anticipate too much. Just watch this 8. And the market held the 8. That's very indicative of a strong bull market. You see, we've held the 8 here, held the 8, held the 8, held the 8. Here you had a break intraday, closed back above the 8. So call that the 8 train, and you're just riding the 8 train right now. The 8 period moving average. So if you kind of notice, whoops, again, there's the mouse tracker going crazy. If you notice, we kind of just slid sideways here, guys, for the last 4 or 5 sessions. And then now we just broke above this high right here, these highs. So there's nothing up here. This is just clear sailing, obviously, right? We got through this resistance. There's nothing else on the charts. So you can start to do Fibonacci. You could, start drawing arrays like this or regression channels. But really, there's no ceiling. It's just all blue sky. So, some people will look to the whole number, 9,000, as kind of the next point that maybe you'll see the market pause, guys. But really, it's probably 10,000 is going to be the magnet. So we broke out at 5,000. That was a pretty big breakout, if you guys remember down here. And then we did the move up. We retested in front of 5,000 and then had this last move. So I wouldn't be surprised, guys, after this low, the market's going to want to retest 10,000, right? I mean, anything's possible. But that's kind of where we want to start. That's the path of least resistance right now. 10,000 is the path of least resistance. All right? This is a pretty good pivot on the 4-hour. These lows right here. So for some reason we'd put in like a topping tail and then we came back down and we broke that low. Then, then that's different. Then the intermediate term is going to go back bearish. But don't talk to me about 6,000 until we break this low, is the point. You know what I mean? So that's the price perspective. And then the cycle perspective is, yes, we're high, but that doesn't mean we have to break down, right? We gotta keep an eye on both price and the cycle. So who knows? Sometimes the cycle will do this, guys, and stay up high like it did here, just because the market's so strong. So this was the right buying opportunity, though, for sure, down here. All right, so we did a good job there. I hope that makes sense, guys, on BTC. I guess the only other thing I would say on BTC is that when we look to the monthly chart, we're getting pretty vertical. We're getting pretty vertical. I talked about going in a straight line to 10,000, that we got to be a little bit cautious that we might put in a temporary high. Just because if you look at the distance, guys, between the 8 on the monthly, and by the time we're at 10,000, we're going to be really extended. So let's watch how we trade at 9,000. If we get through 9,000, we got to start thinking about taking a decent amount of profit into 10,000 just in front of it, and then we'll just kind of wait and see how it trades. I'd rather take profit at 10,000 and it go to 10,500 and then buy back in and miss out on 500 points than not take profit at 10,000 and we end up kind of in a correction back to 5,000 and you just wasted all that time and effort and you didn't realize any profit into 10,000. That would be a mistake. So you can also notice here that I've talked about before that this candle kind of is serving as a BCI. So in our model, a lot of times that a BCI marks the middle of a move. So if we kind of just eyeball and measure, I guess I'll do it in green. If this is the middle of this move, you guys kind of see how there's your first leg, second leg. So this is kind of right in the middle of this move. So at 10,000, we're going to be pretty extended. It's tough for markets to just go in a straight line like this. All right, so let's be focused on taking some gains in front of 10,000. We probably need to be putting offers in 9,700, 9,800, 9,900 to come out of some of our long. Put those orders in, get to cancel. I don't think you got to rush to do it right now, especially since a lot of you guys are keeping an eye on the markets pretty much constantly. But anyway, that's a game plan. I'm traveling, guys, tomorrow early, so I'll be back in Florida Sunday, and it'll be a little bit more back to normal. But hope everybody had a good holiday. I'm going to do a video on Ethereum here next. Come on.